Yes, is that the opening question? I got my high and tight flat top for training camp. This is the Gary Kubiak inspired haircut. So I can't wait for him to see me. See what he has to say.
It looks like you have a couple lines right here. Is that a Kubiak thing too?
This is not a Kubiak thing. Maybe I could talk him into putting a little bit of style into his flat top, but we'll see. I doubt it.
Do you think you can fool any of the new players that you're him?
I don't think so, but the guy was cutting my hair, and he literally was like, "You look like a completely different person," you know, with the shave and the hair taken down.
Maybe if you lead the league in sacks, you can get Kubiak to do the lines or something like that?
Maybe that, but this haircut's only training camp. Once it grows back up, it's going back to how it used to be.
Antonio Smith was talking about a lot of his teammates earlier, you being one of them, about needing to do it a second year. Not in a bad way, but in a good way, that, you know, that's just the nature of a growing player. Do you kind of feel the same way about what you need to do this year?
Yeah, I agree. I think, you know, I've been given some compliments, but, you know, there's a lot of guys in this league that have came in and, you know, had 10-plus sacks in one season. There's a big difference when you get back-to-back 10-plus sacks compared to guys that have done it like once in their career. So I know I obviously want to build on that and not be a guy that just did it 1 year.
How different is it coming back now? You're not worried about injury. You're just worried about trying to repeat and grabbing all the reps you got. Just talk about the difference.
Well, this camp's a big difference than last year, obviously. I went into last year not even knowing if I mean, you were unsure about my ankle, how it would respond playing full-speed football, honestly. So I come in a lot more comfortable than I did last year, but obviously, you know, I've got the pressure with Whitney that's going to try to rotate, so that's always there. And then I just want to build on last year. I think we had obviously everybody knows we had a great defense, but I think we all still want to improve.
How much better can the front seven get? I mean, y'all were playing at a really high level.
We could get better. I mean, we need to finish where we or start where we finished last year. I think we didn't catch our groove till about, you know, week 7, week 8 last year. So if we can kind of start the way we finished last year, that would be a huge improvement. And obviously, you know, I know me and Antonio on the right side can continue to improve on our stunts and games. And I know JJ and Brooks still. They just started hitting a couple of them at the end of the year, so they have a lot of room to still improve with that part of pass rush.
Connor, Antonio said for you 8 to 10 sacks this year. What do you think about that?
Thanks, Antonio. I hope he gets 8 to 10 sacks too. But yeah, obviously my goal is just to build upon last year. Antonio has a huge role in that. I mean, I had 3 or 4 sacks that were due just because of him. So hopefully he can get me to those 8 to 10 sacks again.
You change hairdo?
We already went over that.
My bad.
But yeah. Clearly I changed the hairdo.
Connor, the fact that you're going into the last year of your deal, is that an issue for you at all? And they have generally a policy of not doing contracts during the season. Would you prefer it that way too, or what's your outlook on that?
I have no problem going into this year, you know, without an extension or anything like that. And I don't think there will be any negotiation during the season. I'll obviously be focused on the season. They'll be focused on what they do and getting players when players get hurt and that kind of thing. So it's something, you know, that will work itself out with Rick and my agent, and then after the year, if it doesn't, then we'll work it out then.
But you haven't started. You're not down that road yet.
No, we haven't.
Just not. It sounds like it's not that big a deal to you right now, is that?
No, not at all. I'm not concerned. I mean, I'm ready to go this year. I'm completely focused on football, and I feel like that, you know, that will honestly work itself out.
Connor, what's the deal with everybody talking about you're in better shape than they are? You can run them, ride them. What's the deal with that?
I don't know what that is, but I don't know if I'm in better shape than everybody. I mean, I can run pretty good as far as conditioning goes. But no, we have. I mean, our front seven, our defense is very competitive, and it's competitive in the off season. I mean, me and Brooks, JJ, Cushing. I mean, everybody's running against each other. So I'm usually up in the front, and you know, but then maybe that's where it comes from.
Why are you? You've been doing something different.
Well, no, I think it just comes, John. It comes from my basketball background. When you play basketball for 15 years in a row, all summer long, like I did, it's just I just have the lungs for it that I can keep going. So I think it definitely comes from just playing basketball in college and high school and all growing up.
You have some very strong personalities in that front seven group, and the mix seems to be a good one that works very well. Do you think that matters from a chemistry standpoint?
I think it definitely matters. I think we have a ton of interesting characters. I mean, and everybody's so different. I mean, if you just look at Brooks and JJ, they're so different. Antonio and Sean Cody, both funny character guys, but completely different. You know, me and Cushing obviously are completely different as well, but everybody gets along together, so it works out perfect.
Antonio said that he looks for JJ to become a megastar this year. What do you think about that?
I think JJ definitely has potential. He was the last 4 weeks of the year, and I think any of our coaches would say this, there wasn't a defensive tackle that was playing any better than him. So if he can play the way he did at the end of last year, at the start of this year, that's exactly what's probably going to happen.
What was it like for you and JJ being the marshals of the Park Car Parade?
That was a ton of fun. It was something that I kind of fits right into my niche of what I like to do. But no, it just showed the support to ask two football players to be a part of that, because it's very, it's kind of the eclectic kind of art scene. I think it's one of the coolest things that Houston does. I think there's over 300,000 people that show up for that parade. It's one of the biggest parades in Houston. So that was a huge honor to be a part of that. It's fun.